In recent decades, we have heard about a practice called meditation, and it has begun to spread in Western media. Encouragement to practice it has become commonplace due to many benefits for the human body. But where did this newfound craze come from? Let's get into the history and back to the roots of this practice. The beginning of meditation starts with an ancient philosopher named Buddha. It is said that Buddha reached full enlightenment by meditating under a tree in a forest. This practice then spread through the followers of Buddha and even a few sects of monks. They began to spend their whole lives in meditation sessions in order to obtain advantages and abilities distinct from others. Eventually, these practices reached the West, and they began to apply it in their daily routine. As the practice became more common in the West, they found themselves in great need of it, because the Western mind is completely different from the Eastern mind, as it depends on productivity, work, and the exploitation of every minute to achieve the goals of the individual. The West does not have this long history of thoughtfulness, so meditation took it. Now let's dive into the more scientific aspect of it all. There are 5 different wavelengths that the brain operates in. They resonate within brain waves that are alpha, beta, theta, delta, and gamma. Delta is the lowest frequency of brain waves and is the condition in which children's minds are in for their first 5 years, where their brain has a great ability to learn and absorb knowledge, building a complete view of life. However, when our brain resonates in more complicated waves, like gamma waves, which promote informational processing, and theta waves, which are related to daydreaming and overall wandering of the mind, we are confused with many ideas, and it becomes difficult to learn, create, and gain any experience. This knowledge of brainwaves prompted the West to spread the phenomenon of meditation in order for the human brain to reach the alpha state. Alpha brainwaves bridge our conscious mind and subconscious thoughts, creating a state of relaxation and clarity. During meditation, our minds can transition from operating on beta waves, which are in charge of most conscious thoughts, to operating on alpha waves. This state creates a sense of control, well-being, and peace in the body. This state may be more commonly known as the zone to athletes, performers, and craftsmen of any kind. Their beta brainwaves are converted into alpha brainwaves, allowing for peace and perfection in their respectful arts. Meditation, or what we might call it awakening, is known as dhikr in Islam. Dhikr is a religious-based meditative practice that allows Muslims to become more aware of themselves and their surroundings and their Creator. Its purpose is to make them know how to think realistically and be wise. Dhikr is a contemplative state that puts the believer on their way to transcendence by purifying their human soul and killing the arrogant ego by strengthening its connection with their Creator. In the Holy Quran, there is a verse that says, "With those who believe and whose hearts are at rest in the remembrance of God, in the remembrance of God do hearts find rest." John Renard, professor of theological studies at St. Louis University, mentioned in his book that the meaning of the word dhikr is vigilance and remembrance of the Creator. Moreover, there are many ethnographic studies that show how many new converts to Islam developed their morals and acquired new ideas, so that they became more aware, alert, and focused for the moment. Our modern life, our daily habits, and the stresses of our daily lives have made us more distracted than we used to be, with memory and strife and unable to focus on one thing, thus unable to accomplish most tasks. On a spiritual level, we become unaware of what is happening around us and are far from communicating with God. A state of meditation or wakefulness can bring us to a state of calm and serenity. Thus, it changes the way we control our feelings and thoughts, and we become more focused and mentally fit. Thank you so much for joining us for another Knowledge Tone video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like down below. And if you want to get alerts as to when these videos come out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get a notification anytime that these videos come out. And don't be afraid to leave a comment telling us what you think. We always enjoy feedback. Thanks, and have a good night.